If you want to know that you have a partner that's impatient, unfaithful, irresponsible, can't manage their finances, then you gotta pay attention to their driving record. A person will normally lie to you about who they are when they first get to know you. They're going to present their best selves. They're going to say, you know what, I never cheated, I was never unfaithful, I never flirted. I'm a very homebody person. I just like to be very mellow and chill. And then all switches as you spend more time with them and you get deeper into a relationship. However though, if you pay attention or ask about their driver record, that will tell you so much. Think about it for a second. What would it tell you about a person if they had like 10 speeding tickets, in 1 year? What would it tell you about a person if they had multiple tickets outside speeding, like running red lights, driving recklessly, driving impaired with a DUI? Their driving record gives you such a deep insight into who they really are. And those are questions that most people will be more honest about answering their driving record. I'll give you another example. A lot of the time in the United States, you got to get your tag renewed every single year. If you get your license suspended because you forgot to renew your tag, that's pretty irresponsible of you. That means you can't manage your time, your finances, and you can't prioritize your responsibilities. It's literally on your birthday every single year. In some states, it gives you the option to renew it for 2 years. So if you have children memory for whatever reason, because it's on your birthday that you should get it done, or before then, obviously. What would that tell you about them managing their personal lives? If they had multiple speeding tickets in 1 year, they're impatient and can't manage their time well, right? They got into multiple wrecks, and let's say that they say those wrecks were not their fault. The majority of them, let's say they got into 5 wrecks. 3 of them were proven to not be their fault, and the other 2 were. That means they're reckless and careless and don't really value their lives or the lives of others. Now, people can always make up excuses, but you can't change the details in those records. Yes, you can dispute it in court, of course. But if you have a pattern of a person you're able to see, a tangible thing that you can look up really online on most court or clerk's websites, that will give you such a strong insight about that person. And also think about it like this. Well, let's say you and the woman or man that you're dating, y'all are really vibing, y'all really like each other, and you're just like, I think this person's the one. And yes, you had that awkward conversation, that uncomfortable conversation about, have you ever had any STDs or STIs, or in some people cases, if you're younger, you may ask how many people that you've been with. When you get older, you know not to ask that question. But as a younger person, you may ask that question, right? But the one thing that nobody thinks to ask, they're asked about their life goals, they're asked about where they want to be at in 5 years, and the STD questions I mentioned before, what kind of house you want. They never ask about their driving record. And what's crazy is, depending on how bad your partner's driving record is, that can be another financial hardship in your marriage or relationship straight out the gate. Because depending on the state again, if you two are living together, what's going to end up happening? Y'all going to have to be on each other's insurance or on one person's insurance. And their record is going to be bad. It's going to skyrocket high. You can go from having like a $250 monthly payment for 2 cars to about $900 for 2 cars, because you have a person added on that was just an irresponsible person that didn't do their due diligence to make sure that they were a responsible person on the road. So I'm just saying this, whenever you're out here dating and you need to know new people, think about asking them about their driving record. It will save you so much time and hardship in the long run. Especially if they got into a lot of wrecks. On top of that, they have a really beat up car. You gotta be a truly careless person to have a beat up car, especially if it's a newer car and it's your newer car. You didn't inherit it from a brother or sister, mother or father, or you bought it from a auction. You went and bought the car, it was brand new, and then a year later there's all kinds of dents and dings into it. That just shows you don't care about your investment and your money. Driving record, how they take care of the vehicle shows so much. especially if the inside of their vehicle looks like a trash bin. That shows they're an unclean and nasty person. Now, I do understand that a lot of people nowadays are living at home with their mother and fathers if you didn't buy a home before COVID, essentially. So when they're sitting here, staying at home, the only thing they really have that's their own physical possession that they can take care of is their car. And if their car looks like a trash can and it has years old information and stuff in there, then that's a sloppy, nasty person. They can't keep up a car. How can they keep up a house? Well, there can be exceptions to a rule, like if it's a man, it's a work truck. But even then, they have some type of organization in there, or if it's their work truck, they normally have another car that's, their pleasure car, their car they take out any other time that's not outside of work. A lot of the time that does. I know I have a truck and a car, so. And even my truck, I use that thing for activities, mainly fishing, and it's clean. I would say it's about clean about 80% of the time. And even then, when I go to the gas station, I will sit there and clean out my car. So anytime I'll go get gas, I will sit there, pull over, whatever old trash is in there, I'll go ahead and throw it right then and there. Why not? You're waiting for the pump to fill up your gas, right? I mean, you're sitting at the pump to fill up your gas, so you might as well sit there and clean out your car too. Killing two birds with one stone. If you have a person that's sitting here texting and driving, or they can't get out their phone while they're driving, they don't value your life. I'm just saying, some of the most horrible relationships I've been in has been with women with horrible driving records. And I would never do that again. So I remember one time in particular, I dated this woman, and I got a knock at the door. It was like at 2 a.m. in the morning. She got into a wreck. She drove into, you know how you get off the interstate, there's the big light poles? She drove into one of those light poles. So the cops asked if she had anywhere she had to go because her car couldn't be going anywhere. So the cop brought her to my house. So I'm getting a knock at the door, a hard knock at the door at 2 a.m. I'm asleep. And then there's this woman and the cop there. And then I recognized it was a woman I was dating. And the cop told me she got into a wreck and told me to bring her here because she wasn't too far. Now, what was she doing out at 2 a.m.? I don't know. But I went ahead and let her come in the house. I had her sleep on the couch. But again, she was out at 2 a.m. There's nothing going on good at 2 a.m. So who knows who she was with. I ended up finding out later on she was out getting high. Again, driving record. And that's the other thing. If I actually would have looked into her driving record, I would have saw she had over 20 mugshots. 20 mugshots in different cities. And now it's a thing there too. Because, you know, when you look at somebody initially, sometimes you may do a background check. People are crazy nowadays. You may look in your particular city or county. And in my particular city or county, she only had like one mugshot. When I was younger, I didn't care back then. I was in my early 20s. But eventually I found out, especially one day when we were drinking and talking, she told me she had mugshots from Pensacola to Miami. And then that's why I found out she was married to. She was a horrible person. Oh man, she said she got married to help a man stay in the States. But yeah, she didn't tell me she was married. It was crazy. She was a piece of work. But again, driving record, if I would have paid attention to that, I would have wasted my time for her. So that's just some advice for all the people out there. Look at that record. It's for the public to see. Just type in their name on any quarter clerk website for the most part. You can see how many tickets they got, how many wrecks they've been in, things of that nature. It's public information. And if a person is uncomfortable with you looking them up, with the world that we live in today, they have something to hide enough for you anyway. It's not necessary that you don't trust them. It's about you protecting yourself. So I recommend anybody to go ahead and look up anybody that you're into. Look at their driving record. Look at the quarter clerk website. I don't know about any of these background check websites. I don't do those. But I mean, just simple little things like that to help protect yourself and protect your investments. Anyways, You guys tell me what you think. Do you have any recommendations for other people that may be dating somebody sometime soon? Like and comment. Hope you guys have a great day. Thank you.